International Women's Day, which is coming this week. Kit inspired by Pankhurst, just in case you want to do your research. Spurs here who will get us underway. Some atmosphere here. And at the start of the game, in the support of inclusivity, the players drop to the knee. Away we go then, it's Manchester City here against Spurs in the WSL. Spurs have lost their last 7 in the Women's Super League. Individual errors, poor decision-making have both been central to their problems as Lauren Hemp gets an early ball into the area. And Keris Harrop is back there to clear away. Major problem for Spurs has been when they have been pressed aggressively, with Manchester City's front 3 in frightening form. Could be a tough afternoon for them as Kelly lifts one into the area. And Korpela just about holds on. Well, if you believe Gareth Taylor, there is no talk of winning the title at Manchester City. Football speak, they are sticking to the process. Given that Manchester City haven't won the WSL title since 2016, I would imagine they'll be fairly keen. Karczewska's ball is a good one. Ayan was the target through the middle. Ellie Roebuck very quickly out to clear away. Manchester City caught playing a high line there, and Spurs trying to find their way through. And they have found some space in behind again here. Ayan in an offside position. Thought she might start the game, maybe in a wider position, but she's right in alongside Nicola Karczewska so far. Certainly is a big loss for Spurs with no Bethany England here. 3 Super League goals since her arrival, including big goals in big games against Manchester United and her former team Chelsea. Spurs spending big in January with the arrivals of Mana Iwabuchi and Beth England. The understanding from those within Spurs that if you want to keep pace with the rest of those in the league, then you have to evolve, you have to move on. Here is Hasegawa threading one forward, and now Laura Coombs. Shifted wide. Well, Harby gets her chance today, and she's found Hemp, who started the game brilliantly. Trademark run and a cross in towards Bunny Shaw. Looking for the corner, doesn't get the decision from the officials here, and it runs away for a goal kick. Amy Turner picks this one up short. Spurs passing away from the back, as is fairly common these days. Ash Neville unable to turn. Possibly haven't seen the consistency from Ash Neville this season that we saw in the last campaign, but as we step into Spurs' final 10 games of the season, big responsibility for her. Captain here for this one this afternoon, who is Hasegawa, trying to control that midfield space. Poked wide by Manchester City. Celine Bisset seeing that one out of play. She's played a more attacking role for Spurs of late. Has across the season a number of times played that fullback role. And the Norwegian international will be asked to do that again here. Coombs back in the England setup after some time away, which she's absolutely delighted with. Has always been the target for Laura Coombs. And at the age of 32, after 8 years away, she is back in there. Bunny Shaw on the turn, looking for an option, finds one in the shape of Lauren Hemp. Hemp gliding across the turf as she does. And now here is Coombs. Coombs unleashing. And running into traffic. All Manchester City, as we probably would have expected. A couple of times those Spurs have tried to get in behind. Chance to drive forward here. Bunny Shaw is found by Greenwood. Flashes one across the face of goal. Warning sign for the Spurs defence. Bunny Shaw, who's been in red-hot form this season, able to sprint away and get the shot in on goal as well. This time wide of the target. Bissett feeds one around the corner, finds Ayan. Ayan finds trouble, and Coombs rolls one into midfield. Manchester City not hanging around here. A stinger for Korpela, which he manages to keep hold of. City on the attack again with Hemp, chips one into the area. Neville is there to clear away. And Harry James didn't get there, and Korpela again has to make a stop. Spurs are backing off here on the edge of their penalty area. This time it's Lauren Hemp with the chance. Plenty of intent so far about Manchester City's play, but 6 minutes in, still no goals. Drew Spence trying to turn, not given the room to do that. Chloe Kelly is there, happy to go backwards before Manchester City quickly come back forwards. And it's England star Lauren Hemp, seeing plenty of the ball in the early stages, feeding through and looking for Hasegawa. Not quite able to find the target this time. Hemp on the spin, will go for goal again. Well, it's a shoot on sight policy here so far from Manchester City. That one dragged wide by the England international. The 100th game in charge for Gareth Taylor today at Manchester City, and clearly looking for a big performance. And why not? Manchester City going extremely well. Fed around the corner, where Ash Neville again struggles to get onto the ball, and Manchester City have won it back quickly. Bunny Shaw on the turn, spins and heads towards goal. Taylor has been pretty quick to call out Bunny Shaw's work off of the ball and with it, other than just her goals. Heads into the area here as Kelly delivers. Had to be swept away by Amy Turner at the far post. There was certainly danger as Lauren Hemp was coming in. First corner kick of the game for Manchester City, who are piling on the pressure in the early stages. Looks as though they will need a win here, with Manchester United going pretty well elsewhere. Steph Horton, the captain, and Bunny Shaw both waiting just shy of the penalty spot for the delivery to come in. There, Alexandria Lopez, amongst those inside the 6-yard box, makes the run towards the front post. It's Ash Neville who's back there to nod away, though. Well, it does need somebody in that central area for Spurs to step in and gain possession and That was certainly what Mana Iwabuchi was looking to do, but the Japanese international passing straight out of play. I've seen better performances from Spurs as of late, and in particular in two big games against Chelsea and Manchester United in the Women's Super League. And were it not for an own goal that came from Molly Bartrip in the game against Manchester United, and some incredible skill from Lauren James and a wonderful goal in that game against Spurs, then maybe things would have been a bit different. Fine margins as always. Here comes Lauren Hemp trying to march her way through the middle. She's done brilliantly to win the ball. And now Chloe Kelly. Charged down by Ash Neville. It's an intriguing battle on the left-hand side for Spurs. Chloe Kelly has been in fine goal-scoring form. In fact, the front three for Manchester City they've been frightening. Kelly, Hemp and Shaw up there with the best front threes in world football domestically. Kelly sends in. Oh, Bunny Shaw was the target, didn't quite reach. Manchester City will have another go. Ash Neville charging down on the opposite side. Well, she did well to step in there, but she has conceded another corner, and Manchester City have looked pretty threatening from these so far. It will be Chloe Kelly to come across to the other side to take this one. Well, everybody seems to be concentrated inside the 6-yard box, other than Yui Hasegawa. Rather a waste in the end from the home team. Been pretty successful here at the Academy Stadium. Unbeaten in 9, not lost since the Champions League defeat to Real Madrid. Have dropped points a couple of times here though against Manchester United and Aston Villa. Just wonder whether Gareth Taylor's side will look back on those matches with some regret come the end of the campaign. Plenty of opportunities this month though to pick up the points. Games against Manchester United and Chelsea to play. Here come Manchester City going for goal again. And they are inches away from finding the breakthrough goal. Chloe Kelly switching out onto the left-hand side, cutting away here from Ash Neville. And very nearly finding the bottom corner. Well, they've created the chances so far, Manchester City. It's perhaps been an issue for them across the campaign. They haven't always converted the chances, despite the fact that they have the highest XG in the league. More shots on target than anyone else, but Chelsea have certainly scored more goals. Proving to be an issue again here, perhaps. Still plenty of time. And Harry James pressing for Spurs, the Welsh international, right on the toes of Alex Greenwood. Fed around the corner by Bunny Shaw. Top of the scoring charts in the Women's Super League alongside Rachel Daly. Layla Ohabi will happily go back towards Ellie Roback, who's had a pretty quiet start to the game so far, the England number 2. Hemp cuts in from the right-hand side, finds Coombs. Off goes Kelly. Nice anticipation from Tignari Korpela. Finnish international sliding in to get there before Chloe Kelly could. Drew Spence, former Chelsea midfielder, finding Ayan, but again Spurs struggling to keep hold of the ball for too long. Asagawa, lovely touch, rolls away, fed out here towards Lauren Hemp, who has stayed over on the right hand side, was looking for Bunny Shaw, this time can't find the target. Coombs wildly striking and sending that one wide. Well, you get the sense this will all be about concentration for Spurs if things are going to stay like this. So far it has been relentless Manchester City pressure. The loss of Beth England certainly does play a part. Just adds an extra dimension. It's that level of experience, having a player who's such a winner around. Infectious for the rest of the team. Karczewska feeding the ball on here. She's worked it wide to Bissett. Now Karczewska was brought in from Fleury in France this summer. Had a really good goal-scoring record last season in France, Karczewska. Failed to necessarily replicate that this season. Big opportunity for her to shine as Spurs again drift into an offside position. Manchester City just stepping up at the right time. And Steph Horton making just her 6th appearance in the Women's Super League for the season. Beth England's back to O'Harby. Alex Greenwood in a more familiar position at centre-back today, having been in midfield for England. Kelly sprinting away down the right-hand side, lifts in towards the front post, misses Bunny Shaw, and Coombs, who was arriving. Another effort that goes wide for Manchester City. Well, they've had plenty of chances so far. Maybe been a bit wasteful. Yui Hasegawa hustling to win it, doing brilliantly as well. Chasing down lost causes, winning the corner. Unrelenting so far. Kelly delivers up to the edge of the 6-yard box. It goes all the way through the penalty area. Recovered here by Hasegawa. Touching back to Coombs, who's pulled out of the area. Looping delivery is well held. Tignari Korpela had to come and claim. Plenty of City players who fancied their chances there. Ollie Bartrip shifting the ball wide. And Ash Neville. So far, Spurs rarely out of their own half. Celine Bisset. Giving the ball away. Hemp is there now. Bunny Shaw. Spurs have done well here to push Bunny Shaw wide. Danger's still not gone. Is now. Harley Bartrip. Cross to win the ball. Scored that pretty spectacular own goal in the game against Manchester United. And it's another busy afternoon here with Bunny Shaw to look after. Kelly tangles with Mana Iwabuchi, Japanese international, heavily involved during the international break with Japan. Played in the game against the United States. Preparations looking pretty good for the World Cup in the summer for Japan. They did go down to the United States, but then they followed that up with a decent result against Canada. 3-0 win there. Neville watches that one sail all the way through. And out to play. Well, 20 minutes in, Manchester City have certainly dominated the game here, but they, crucially, are yet to find the breakthrough goals that they've been looking for. And fairly effective at the other end, though. Spurs have rarely troubled the City defenders. Fairly effective at playing them offside. Plenty of experience at the back for Manchester City here with Greenwood and Horton in charge. Iwabuchi again closed down, and in that central area Manchester City proving to be pretty effective. Hemp back over on the left, lifts one into the area. Ash Neville is there to deal with the presence of Chloe Kelly. Cleared away for another corner. Greenwood lifts one into the 6-yard box, pretty congested in there. Rolls all the way through, out towards the opposite sides. Dominating the ball at the moment, Manchester City. 69% of the possession. 12 shots on target to Spurs, none. But yet no goals. That's a poor pass. Can't do that with Manchester City around. Wide it goes to Hemp. Kelly in a central area. Well, in the end, there are too many Spurs players back inside that 6-yard box. They managed to recover well, having given the ball away pretty cheaply here. Hemp looking for Kelly. Couldn't find the far corner. Chloe Kelly, who's had such a fine couple of months, sends one in. And away it goes. just for a moment, the pressing from Manchester City relents. Gives Spurs the opportunity to break up towards the other end. Karczewska doing well to keep hold of the ball here. A rare Spurs attack as Ash Neville picks the ball up here, lifts in a brilliant pass into the area. Well, there's a big shout for a penalty. No interest from the officials here as it's lifted into the box. Pass was ever so good from Ashley Neville. Saw the run here of Ayan. Was she clipped by Ohabi? Now Spurs need to get back in shape and quickly. Lauren Hemp in possession. Waiting maybe for support. Maybe she doesn't need it. Away she goes from Bissett. Lifts one into the area. Very nearly dropped for Felipe Angeldal. Alessandra Lopez looking for the give and go. No messing around from Spurs at the back. Hasegawa. Swedish international Felipe Angeldal is fouled there by Keris Harrop. She wasn't particularly happy with the decision. Will be a free kick though. Well, you can certainly say that Spurs are missing the services of Evelina Suminen in midfield. She's missing and is serving her ban after the incident involving Ella Toon. One that has received plenty of coverage. Having a big impact for Spurs. Missing a couple of key players today. Alex Greenwood lining this one up. Lifts one into the area, it's beaten everyone. And goes away for a goal kick. Well, Spurs have done pretty well to get themselves to this point because Manchester City have been bang at it. It was an incredible atmosphere at the start of the game with all of the music and all of the fans really getting behind the team here at the Academy Stadium, but Spurs have done well to silence them. Ashley Neville coming forward here, another good looking ball through the middle. Karczewska is away, Spurs number 9 though lifts over the top. Well, she decided to take it first time. Maybe had a bit more time than she realised. Good pressure by Steph Horton. Yeah, Alessandra Lopez, one of the Spanish players refusing to play for her country at the moment. Similar kind of issue to that France are experiencing, although Spain have seen their problems ongoing for much longer. As we approach the World Cup, a number of big incidents and a number of troubling situations for some of the best international teams, Spain, France, Canada of course. Here is Chloe Kelly as the opposite scenario with England at the moment. Very happy camp. Well supported too. What an impact Serena Wiegmann has made. Kelly lifting one towards a penalty spot. Spurs have been pretty good in the air. Managed to turn that one away, and Karczewska will chase after this. And she's won a throw in too. Nice interception by Steph Horton. .34 now, but still one of the best around, Steph Horton. Missed out on the Euros, of course, in the summer. Based on recent form, could certainly do a job at international level. Looks so good at the back with Alex Greenwood. Difficulty now is getting into that England squad. So you only have to look at that centre-forward position, for example. Russo, Daly, England. Plenty of options. Ali Roebuck's had a fabulous season for Manchester City, but pretty difficult to get beyond Mary Earps. Wonderful competition for places. Celine Bisset does well, finds Drew Spence. Wriggles away from trouble. Better from Spurs. Risky pass from James, but she has managed to pick out Neville, who has plenty of room to roam. Sent forward towards Ayan, who's pulled into a good position. Nice build-up for Spurs, and the cross comes all the way through. And would you believe it? It's Spurs that leads. It's been all Manchester City. They've had all of the chances, but it's Celine Bisset who arrives to score what could be an incredibly important goal for Spurs in their fight for survival in the Super League. Just for a second, Manchester City backed off. Ayan's cross comes all the way through, and waiting in space. It's a fine finish from Celine Bisset. It's a wonderful finish. Well, the Norwegian international, who has for the most part been expected to play as a wing-back today and who has rarely got forwards, racing to get there beyond the Manchester City defence. Wonderful goal, but it's a big blow to Manchester City's run for the title. Well, I don't think there would have been too many who would have expected Spurs to go ahead in this game, but here we are. And that goal may just give them the confidence here that so far they've lacked. Risky from Korpela. Manchester City can't keep the ball in play though. Hemp sliding to get there. Spurs throw in. Karczewska lifting one forward here. Mane Iwabuchi trying to make things awkward. Manchester City looking for a response. Drew Spence with the late challenge. Referee tried to play the advantage. She didn't really make much of an attempt to play the ball, so Drew Spence will have to go into the book, I would imagine. Philippa Angadal was challenged there. She was so good during the international break. I covered the Sweden-Germany game. Germany rarely threatened in that matchup, which isn't something you normally say about Germany at the moment. Angadal controlling that midfield area in that game. Wins the free kick here. Lifted in by O'Harley. So many Spurs players back on the edge of the penalty area. Difficult to find a way through, so congested in there. Coombs was trying to turn, but the clearance away. Takes the ball into touch. Drew Spence. Gonna have to be careful now. Went into the challenge pretty full-blooded there. This time it's Lauren Hemp who's fouled. Another Manchester City free kick. Before the goal there was a real flow to the way they were playing. All of a sudden that has stopped with the Spurs goal. I look to change that here with the free kick, delivered in by Greenwood towards the penalty spot. Bunny Shaw is there waiting. Drew Spence had seen enough of that. Slams away. Greenwood not hanging around either. Has found Chloe Kelly. Slips one in behind. Engeldahl, though, trying to race beyond the Spurs defence. Just went a bit too quickly. And it won't be too much of a surprise that Tignare Coppola won't be in a rush to make her way across to get the ball. Coppola's clearance. Karczewska trying to turn, finding Drew Spence. Those two connecting well. Linking up here with Ash Neville. Drew Spence not so happy with the reaction there from Felipe Engeldahl. That's won the free kick though. Well, certainly as far as Spurs are concerned, they would have been, I'm sure, identifying fixtures between now and the end of the season where they could win points. They still have to play Reading, Brighton and Leicester before the end of the season. Don't think they would have been looking at this one as a guaranteed option to win points. Something of a free hit for them. So far so good. Again, question marks over Manchester City's defence. You look at the other teams in the Super League. Arsenal, who have 7 clean sheets for the season. Manchester United 9. Just the 5 for Manchester City, who've conceded more than Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United. Same old problems, rearing their ugly heads for Manchester City at the back. But what we do know is, in front of goal, they can be prolific. The question is whether or not Spurs can resist when the fight back inevitably comes. Alexandri's ball out towards the right-hand side. Kelly with the give and go pass. And off she goes with Bunny Shaw to aim at in the middle. Super work though by Ash Neville. I've always said that at her best, Ash Neville would be a strong contender to be in and around the national team setup. She's doing well so far to deal with one of the best wingers in the league. Kelly's ball arrowed in, and what a stop that is from Coppola. Stretching across towards the right-hand side, does brilliantly to deny the Manchester City equaliser. Here is Hemp. Still pushing here for Manchester City, but with Bunny Shaw down on the ground. Easy for Keris Harrett to clear away. Greenwood now flashes one in, Bunny Shaw rising. The best she can do though is glance it wide. Well, it was some chance here for Manchester City. Kelly's ball was onto the head perfectly of Bunny Shaw. Some header, some save though. Well, if Spurs do go on to grab all 3 points here, then they'll look back on that as a key moment in the game, and they'll have Tignare Coppola to thank for what was a brilliant stop. Greenwood trying to force her way through the middle, runs into Mana Iwabuchi. Five minutes to go until half-time. Haven't had too many stoppages in the game, so I wouldn't imagine there will be much in the way of additional time at the end of the first half. Greenwood lifting one through the middle. Harrop is there to make the header. Poor clearance from James. Gives it to Hasegawa. Hasegawa's pass isn't the best either. Celine Bisset was caught out, but Spurs have managed to recover the ball, and off goes Iwabuchi with a clever touch into Karczewska. She's threaded the ball through. Again, a high defensive line here from Manchester City. Just about managed to get away with that one. Lovely football from Spurs through the middle. Flag was raised. Engeldahl finds Chloe Kelly. Nice step towards the right-hand side. Good recovery, though, by Ash Neville. Well, it's another Manchester City corner. Pressure is on again for this Spurs defence. Corner number 7, yet to produce anything from these so far. Kelly flashes in. Spence with the touch that was just about enough to get the ball away. Well, I'm sure Gareth Taylor won't be so happy with the response from his players. Having conceded the goal, their standards have certainly dropped ever so slightly. There was a real cohesion about their play before they conceded. It was lovely build-up time and time again. Maybe slightly wasteful in front of goal, and maybe they'll look back on those moments with a spot of regret. Spurs have been dealing with these corners pretty well so far. Here comes another. Left by Greenwood for Chloe Kelly. Kelly's ball into the front post. Well, it came in, but it went straight back out again. Not too dissimilar from the one she sent in just a moment ago. Standards have slipped for Manchester City from what we saw at the start of the game. Danny Shaw meets the header. Ash Neville sweeping away. And hooked on by Ohabi. Danny Shaw trying to inject some urgency into the approach from Spurs to this throw-in, but I can't imagine they'll be speeding up too much as we head towards half-time. Lovely ball wide where Kelly is waiting again. Hemp and Kelly have switched wings. Kelly on the charge into the area, will go for goal. Well, she certainly got behind it, but it's another top save from Tignari Korpela, who's having a brilliant afternoon here for Spurs. Number of excellent stops in this first half to keep Manchester City at bay, and here's another. Prevents Chloe Kelly at her front post. So we are going to have at least 1 minute of additional time at the end of the first half here. The best sides around will always try and push before the half-time break. Possibly time for one more chance here for Manchester City. Lofted wide by Greenwood. He sets header straight to Bunny Shaw, who swivels, gets the shot away, and again, Tignare Corpola makes a super save. Stretching across there towards her right-hand side, she does ever so well to keep Bunny Shaw away from grabbing the equalising goal that Manchester City are still pushing for here. Lifted into the area again more work to do for Spurs, and finally Manchester City do find the breakthrough. It's Bunny Shaw with goal number 11 in the WSL for this season to make it Manchester City 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Well, really all they had to do, Spurs, was hold on until half-time, but the Manchester City pressure was all too much. A brilliant save only moments ago from Corpola kept Bunny Shaw out, this time not stopping this. She was there after Lauren Hemp had the initial chance. So often so ruthless, and she's at it again. Well, in tough times, you need a player to step up to the plate. And that's exactly what Bunny Shaw has done in what was a really important moment just before half-time for Manchester City. Well, the outlook of the game has completely changed there with the equalising goal. It looked as though Spurs were about to go down the tunnel ahead at half-time. For 30 minutes of the match, Manchester City had dominated. And they could well have been 2 or 3 ahead, but it was Spurs who scored the first through Celine Bisset. But Bunny Shaw there with the equalising goal, meaning at half-time here at the Academy Stadium, it's Manchester City 1, Spurs 1. And we can have a look back on the highlights here of the first half. Well, as the game kicked off, Manchester City really came out of the blocks, pushing and pushing with plenty of decent chances to score. Chloe Kelly here, just wide of the target. There were a number of opportunities. There was a penalty shout for Spurs as this one was lifted in. Ayan felt that she was clipped by Leila Ohabi as she made her way into the box. She was incensed. The referee with a different idea, but it wasn't too long before Spurs had the opening goal. Ayan was involved, a brilliant ball that could have been picked up by Karchevska. Instead, it was Celine Bisset arriving at the far post to slam in to give Spurs an unlikely lead. Then we had this corner, and this one of a number of top saves from Tignare Corpola, who has been absolutely superb here. Another top save to deny Kelly at the front post. And then just before the equalising goal, Bunny Shaw. Well, it looked destined for the corner of the net, but instead pushed away by Corpola. Couldn't keep this one out, though. Eventually, Manchester City found their way through. They pushed and pushed, and they got their rewards. And it had to be Bunny Shaw. So at the break here, it's Manchester City 1, Spurs 1. We'll be back for the second half in just a bit.
My biggest thing about leadership is to lead by example. I think that is so extremely important, because otherwise your credibility is not there, and you won't get the buy-in from the players or the coaches. So I try to always lead by example, whether I'm the captain or not captain. that is one of my, what can you say, mottos in life. So absolutely it's important. But it's also a bit of pressure because you want to perform as a team, and if you don't perform and you're the captain, you feel even more responsible. So for me it's about doing everything right, so minimizing the chance of not being successful. Whatever I demand of anyone else is what I demand of myself and what I do myself. Because I can't demand anything of anyone else if I'm not doing it. In this team that we have with so many good voices, so many experienced players, it's about not thinking that I'm above anyone else. I want to hear all the inputs from all the experience that we have in the squad. So I want to empower other people as well to be leaders. The responsibility that Emma gives me and to feel her trust in that way is so important for me. And then it's also being the leader, so to speak, for all these amazing girls that we have in the team. It's a true honor. I'm very, critical of myself, so there's not a lot of games where I step off the pitch and thinking, oh, I was so good. I don't know how much people know about me, but that I'm a real football nerd. So as soon as I come home after training, I usually sit and I watch the training back on video. I love to analyze myself and the team and think about things we can do better. We keep a constant dialogue with our coaches and among us players about how we can best defend, how we should behave in certain phases of the pitch. And then I do a lot of extra training on my passing and my ranges of passing and different types of passes that I can make. The in-possession stuff is always what I'm working the most on. Being able to pick out any kind of pass and taking the right decision in that as well. That's a big part of our game, because in Chelsea we often dominate possession and us centre-backs have most of the ball, so we're really important in that sense. Pretty much any player in our squad could play in the starting 11 and would do it really, really great. And they all want to compete for that starting 11. That's something that is tough to manage, and I think it requires having good people in your squad, and we really have that at Chelsea. And then I think it's extremely important that I'm just that link between the squad and Emma. Just keeps Emma up to date about the general feeling in the squad, and if anyone needs to pick me up or anything like that. This summer we've done some amazing signings, and I think the new signings have settled straight into the team really well. I think it's going to be a really exciting team. A lot of quality players, good on the ball. Hopefully we can dominate the possession more and just develop as a team all the time. I think that is the most exciting thing about this environment, is that we're never settled, we're never happy. We always want to reach new places. So yes, we're confident, but we're also aware of the competition, and we're working really hard every single day to keep staying ahead of them. Hopefully we've improved our game, and the new players coming in will improve our game for sure.
I used to fancy Simon Webb.
And I just lost it.
I hate snakes.
Have a cup of tea.
I always need a wee.
Oh, I always wanted to do that.
First pair of football boots were Umbros. My granddad got me them. Yeah, I love them.
Adidas Copas.
Total 90s, or maybe I definitely had a pair of like the OG Copas.
The old school Predators that David Beckham used to wear. I think I just wanted to be him.
A bright green Ronaldo pair or a zebra, the printed ones.
Adidas Predators.
I think I bought from my neighbour for about £5 Nike with the little wavy bits on.
My first pair of football boots, I couldn't even tell you. Probably rainbow ones, I honestly have no idea.
Adidas Speedfly.
Last pair currently Nike Jumper.
Right now, I always wear Tempos.
Adidas Copas without the laces.
The new Nike one, new back, new Nike ones. I got skinny feet, so.
The Puma Futures.
Adidas X's.
Phantoms.
The Renault Clio. Still got it, to be fair.
Volkswagen Jetta, which I shared with my two sisters.
My first car was a little Mini Cooper.
My first car was a Mazda 2 that I got for my birthday.
Vauxhall Astra that I actually bought off my uncle.
A Renault Clio.
Current car, Mercedes A-Class.
The car I drive right now is a Volkswagen Polo.
Is my Nissan Duke. I've had it like 4 years now.
Mercedes A-Class.
I feel like I remember for my birthday going to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Maybe like a Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Enchanted, or I have no idea.
I think it was Mary Poppins, maybe.
One of the Avengers movies.
Just recently I saw Elvis, which I absolutely loved.
The most recent Spider-Man.
Secrets of Dumbledore.
First country we visited was England. I was a baby. I don't have many memories from then. But
The UK, probably London, because my uncle used to live here and I visited him with my family when I was really young.
Kenya, for my mum's best friend's wedding.
Mallorca.
The first country I ever went on holiday to was Spain. Was Spain as well. It's a very popular choice of mine.
Germany, where we were pre-season.
Georgia, because we just played them in a World Cup qualifier.
Dublin, on a little weekend away.
Marbella with some of my teammates.
Zakynthos, Greek island.
First mobile phone was one of those flip ones that kind of like went like that. Nokia, I think.
Nokia 3310.
My first mobile phone, I think, was a Razr. That was really popular in the US.
Probably like a Nokia 3210, like proper throwback with Snake and everything on it.
First phone was a little, not a BlackBerry, I didn't have BB, I didn't do that. I had a Rio, so it was like a B-Tech BlackBerry.
A Motorola flip phone. You could only like fit 15 text messages on it. One picture message would just wipe all your memory.
Probably a Nokia with Snake on it.
And the last phone is an iPhone.
I think it's an iPhone.
My current phone is an iPhone.
I think it's like an iPhone 13.
It's iPhone 13.
iPhone 13 mini, I think it is.
I have a fear of snakes. I hate snakes. I once pretty much walked over one, and since then I've just got a fear of snakes.
Clowns. Oh my god, biggest fear. I was in an arcade and one came out and I just lost it.
I think spiders.
Definitely spiders, and I still have that fear.
First gig was Take That, which was brilliant.
Actually, I remember, because I went with my sisters, was Maroon 5.
And I'm probably showing my age here, was Spice Girls.
First one I think was Justin Bieber, Cried.
Blue. I used to fancy Simon Webb.
Was actually seeing my mum's friend's daughter performing, and it's probably my last gig as well, because we go and see her quite often.
It was actually Shawn Mendes in Leeds.
Something called Castlefield Bowl.
I think Dermot Kennedy.
I went to see Harry Styles, and that was insane.
Drake. I know I've got H coming up.
Adele at Hyde Park. Actually went with a few of the girls from here.
Poppy Pattinson, bestie.
My partner.
Probably my mom.
My mum. Woke up this morning to a cup of tea.
Probably my girlfriend this morning.
To have a coffee.
I take a cold shower before I have my morning coffee.
Make a cup of coffee.
Probably snooze my alarm, go back to sleep. That's because I have so many. 6:31, 7:30, like really random times.
Just get out of bed, make my bed and have a shower.
I always need a wee.
I like to listen to something, podcast or a YouTube video, something to just put me to sleep basically.
In recent weather, it's been have a cold shower.
Currently, I'm reading a book called Trust Me by T.M. Logan. It's pretty good.
I'm known for my naps.
Probably take a nap.
Probably eat. Love eating. I love food.
Make dinner.
Make myself a cup of tea.
Put the kettle on and have a cup of tea.
Probably do some washing. Need to do it.
I think as a fullback, you've got to be focused, all about timing of tackles, winning them 1v1 duels, and then I did play higher up as a winger. I'm a natural lefty, so it's always been on the left. I do have attacking qualities as well. I like to create and support in the attack, overlap, underlap. As a fullback, that is part of my game as well. As a fullback, you've got to say you're a defender at the end of the day. Obviously, a clean sheet is what we want. That's the basics. At some points, you are exposed. You have literally got one player in front of you, and it's your job to defend them.
Mead. Dispossessed. Great challenge by Pattinson.
You want to get there as quick as possible, but slow down, decelerate, get low, try and show them one way, and then ultimately dictate what they're going to do. You can't be nice in football. Of course, you have friends off the pitch, but on the pitch, no one's your friend. You got to go into every tackle 100% and win that ball. We do 1v1s in training, and then obviously the more you practice that, the more it comes natural to your body to do that when you perform it. Tactically, I think wingers are tricky these days. They come inside, they go outside, you got a 10 in the pocket in front of you, so I think it's a big about the communication. The centre-back, obviously they're the ones next to us. They can slide across and screen behind us if we release to press the winger. And then likewise, I give communication to the winger in front of me to screen my player in the pocket, so left, right. And then if we can all swing across as a back four, If your centre-back's covering you, you can release out earlier to the wide player. But yeah, it's about time and of arriving on their first touch, or if you can't affect the ball, then stay in your position and hold. I think in terms of building relationships with players, it takes time, but definitely within training and the games we've played so far, definitely that's starting to come, and naturally we get used to each other. Off the pitch, we make good relationships as well, so that communication comes on the pitch too, and that helps a lot. To come into training every day, work hard and be tired and go again on weekends, if you don't get the result you want, it's definitely challenging. We all feel it. Me, I love to win. If I don't win, then obviously I'm not happy. But it's about picking yourself up and going again. And yeah, definitely that's a challenge, but a challenge is what we love. Being a footballer, I personally want to be the best I can be. So going into each game, I want to give it my all. I like to be challenged. I think the league's only getting bigger and better. It's attracting bigger players. People are improving within that. So it's only going to get more challenging facing these wingers. But yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to.
England, European champions! So here we go then. It's Russo, just sort of sign of the togetherness. Bending beautifully. In.
Packed full of world-class international talent. But Red Devils.
With me. They've turned the game on its head.
It was so Sam Kerr.
And it is. Have some of that.
Welcome back to the second half of Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur. Game-changing goal from Bunny Shaw just before half-time has given Manchester City a bit more hope of keeping their title aspirations alive. Spurs going ahead through Celine Bisset. Now we're back underway for the second half. The first pretty unpredictable in truth. Don't think there were many that would have expected Spurs to go ahead and to take the game to Manchester City, given their recent form. Today they look to stretch their unbeaten run to 12 in the Super League. Given the performances and the results of those around them, with Manchester United and Chelsea so prolific, the only thing really that Manchester City want is a win here. Angoudal flipping one on. And Ash Neville trying her best to defend. It did look there as though she may have fouled as she tried to recover the ball, and she has conceded a penalty. Well, it's just the start to the second half that Spurs didn't want. Chloe Kelly trying to go around the outside of Ash Neville, was fouled. I don't think she can have too many arguments there. She did pull the England winger back, and Man City have a penalty. Well, Bunny Shaw grabbed a double in this fixture earlier on this season. She has the opportunity to score a second here. Bunny Shaw for Man City, rolls in with ease. And the home side do lead. It's Manchester City 2, Tottenham 1. Well, it's just the start to the second half that Manchester City would have been craving. And it's just the goal that they need as they look to keep pace with Manchester United and Chelsea at the top. Signore Corpola has had an excellent game. She goes the wrong way this time. And Bunny Shaw makes it goal 12 in the Super League. Well, the front three for Manchester City have been so relentless, so tenacious over recent weeks. Chloe Kelly winning the penalty, not giving up hope, despite the fact she looked as though she'd lost the ball to Ash Neville. On the other side here is Lauren Hemp. No doubt the Chelsea players would have had a quick glance at the result before stepping out for the Conti Cup final. They may have headed onto the pitch with some hope. Looks as though Manchester City have turned things around. On the attack again here. Hasegawa feeding one up towards Bunny Shaw. Now Lauren Hemp, back to goal, gets away from Bissett, the goal scorer for Spurs, lifts in, Bunny Shaw was the target, and Harry James with a touch towards Spence. Perhaps not one that she wanted in there. El Harby can't force her way through though, and Iwabuchi can break away. The referee did try and play the advantage, but Alexandria Lopez pulled her back, and as a result will receive a yellow card. Well, if things stay the same here, it's a result that will delight Manchester City, with Chelsea not playing until midweek. Good opportunity to put the pressure on. Chelsea with a really difficult month upcoming as well. They play Manchester United. They've got Lyon twice in the Champions League. And sandwiched in between those two Lyon games is the game against Manchester City. So Gareth Taylor's side will know that that is a really good opportunity for them to take some points off of a Chelsea team that have in the past proved that they can go toe-to-toe in every single game that they play. But that is a fairly congested fixture list. Oh, Harby feeds one around the corner. Hemp is away from Bissett. Has a look up, plays in Bunny Shaw. Flag raised. Coombs feeding one round the corner. Bunny Shaw lifts one across field, lovely pass. Alexandria Lopez looking for those on the right hand side. Both Kelly and Angledale were out there, but Ash Neville makes the clearance away, concedes a corner. Deep corner this time, which is well gathered up by Tignare Korpela. And Harry James scuttles across to win it, to give it to Karczewska. Drew Spence is surrounded by white shirts. New shirt for Manchester City, just in case you missed it at the start of the game. Provided by Puma and in celebration of International Women's Day. Well, Manchester City are doing plenty to support the community, and in particular those that aren't necessarily given the opportunities that everyone is. Drew Spence. Pass back towards Harry James. This is a familiar position for Manchester City recently, in control. They've been very good here at home. They have rarely dropped points. And this is the position where they like to be, and as it stands, they're in a nice position in the league. I always feel like you prefer to be a chaser rather than be looking over your shoulder, as Manchester United are now, with both Chelsea and Manchester City breathing down their necks. Chloe Kelly trying to get around the outside. Harrop across to make the challenge. Spurs have managed to clear away, and they've won the throw-in as well, about 5 yards further forward on the left-hand side. Big throw-in forwards by Ash Neville. Picked up here though by Bunny Shaw. Hemp trying to break. And the referee with the whistle. It's Amy Turner who goes in with the challenge. She was a bit late. Doesn't agree with the decision. Spurs have already shown in this game that it only takes one chance. As it stands, just the one goal between the two teams here. I'm sure Manchester City would like to make things a bit more comfortable, make the end of the game a bit easier on themselves, just in case there is a Spurs fight back. Here comes the free kick as they look for goal number 3. Kelly is there. And does well to track her, doesn't want to concede another penalty. Flashed across the face of goal, it very nearly creeps in for another own goal. Scored a pretty spectacular one in the game against Manchester United. This time Barclays puts the chance wide. And out for another Manchester City corner. Into a central area, Neville comes through the crowd. Ayan trying to poke away. Maybe another chance to deliver in here for City, and it's well gathered up. Signore Corpola quick to react. Moroccan international, Rosella Ayan. To Celine Bisset. It's a poor pass away by Corpola. She was very nearly caught out. Bunny Shaw trying to get there. Barclays just about managed to. This is where Spurs have had troubles over recent weeks, when teams have pressed them aggressively. Pressure from Manchester City not letting up. Ash Neville with a late challenge. Another free kick for Manchester City. Chloe Kelly thought about the quick free kick. Referee saying that Ash Neville doesn't have another chance. Next time it will be a card of some description. Signore Corpola frantically stepping across to her left to just see that she's got the angles covered. Lifted into the area, straight onto the head of Ash Neville. And he's back there again to sweep this one away. Angled out away from Harrop, but she couldn't step away from Drew Spence. long before it's back in Manchester City possession. Hasegawa wide to Kelly. Angeldal made the run, took the defenders away. Hasegawa darts one way, then the other. Lifts into the area, will drop here to Coombs. Can't feed it through to find O'Harby, who drifted forwards. Lauren Hemp tangles with Bissett, lifts one into the area. Bunny Shaw the target. Clearance away, relieves the pressure for now. But this is the way that Manchester City started the game. This is the way they like to play the game under Gareth Taylor, dominating the ball and searching for more goals. Hasegawa bursting through the crowds. And Harrop's challenge on Angeldal was a fair one, apparently. Here is Harrop. Seemingly Spurs haven't really learnt their lessons from recent performances against Chelsea and Manchester United, where they have been pressed really aggressively. Again, they are too slow at the back when they have the ball at their feet. Manchester City, as a result, finding it all too easy to win the ball back high up the pitch, as they like to do. Means Spurs are constantly under pressure. There's another individual error that's cost them, though, here, as Ashley Neville fouled Chloe Kelly early on in the second half. Bunny Shaw scoring the penalty kick, and as a result, Manchester City have come from behind here and they are leading. Harby into Coombs. Ross was a bit too heavy as she was looking for Lauren Hemp. Bucci sliding in, trying to get there ahead of Alexandra Lopez. I always wondered at the start of the season how long it would take for these Manchester City players to adapt. There were plenty of movements across the summer, key players leaving like Georgia Stanway. Plenty of new ones coming in, the likes of Leia Alexandra Lopez and Leila O'Harby, who's come in. Now they've settled. Manchester City look a real force. Bunny Shaw leading the line. Guiding the ball wide here to Chloe Kelly. Lifts one to the back of the area. But too close to Tignari Corpola, who gathers up. Celine Bissett arrived at Spurs in the summer with decent pedigree, having been at PSG. Showed what she's all about with a goal today, but Spurs now find themselves behind, and now they may as well at a certain point in the match try and chase the game, but given that Spurs are in a relegation battle, goal difference could well prove to be so important by the end of the season, with it also tight down there. Just 3 points above Leicester. Hasegawa drifting infield, finding Chloe Kelly. Hasegawa's continued her run. She gets the cross into the area. Very nearly dropped for a chance for Bunny Shaw. Couldn't quite connect as she maybe would have liked. And Corpola is able to tidy up, rolls away. Spurs, though, still struggle to get the ball out of their own half. A rare break forward here. I am with some speed. Has managed to get in behind, though, and beyond Greenwood. I am for Spurs with a great chance. Karczewska on the follow-up. Well, there may not be too many better opportunities than that in the second half for Spurs to pull level. Nikola Karczewska racing into the area after a brilliant break by Ayan, but she couldn't take advantage. Lovely move by Spurs. Roebuck's save proving to be enough. And Kit Graham into the action, and Rosella Ayan, perhaps bizarrely after that move, is brought off. Kit Graham, who has had 16 months away with injury, was involved in the cup game against Everton. Brilliant work through midfield by Spurs, well won by Amy Turner. Spurs trying to chip it through and looking for the run of Karczewska. Bonnie Shaw can't turn away from Bartrip. Predicted the run, happy to go back towards Korpela. Well, Spurs did their research in the summer ahead of purchasing Nikola Karczewska. Just hasn't quite clicked for her, and she had such a big moment there, a big chance. Lowenham dealt with by Bissett. Referee tried to play the advantage. In the end, there wasn't one for Manchester City. Harrop trying to apply the pressure. We might just drop here. Ash Neville with what looks like it could have been a foul. The referee instead gives the throw in here. And Chloe Kelly will come across. Won't be given the ball, though. There, Alexandre Lopez up towards Bunny Shaw. Ball doesn't quite make it through. Hasegawa, who's been so tidy here this afternoon in midfield, just keeps the momentum of that pace in midfield flowing. Nice turn from Hasegawa. Bunny Shaw, oh, that's a lovely touch. Through the legs of Bartrip, who needed the helping hand from Paris Harrop. Now here is Drew Spence. Again, the referee did try and allow play to go. Greenwood with the late challenge. Engeldahl does well to win it. Silently going about her business, but ever so effective in that midfield area for Manchester City. Again, just as they did in the first half, Manchester City have backed off ever so slightly in this midsection of the half. Perhaps difficult to have full control all the way through the game. Kelly sprinting away and Bartrip not taking any risks. Pretty sure that she heard the shout from Korpela there, but pace of Chloe Kelly meant that she rather send the ball out of play than anything else. Perhaps a good decision. Kelly into Engeldahl. Wanted the ball back inside the area, but Hasegawa unable to find her. Spurs sending away. And it's another spell where they are having to sit back behind the ball and defend with everything that they've got. Horton. Bit of a scrap off of the ball here. Well, Harrop was involved. Maybe just came in a bit late with the challenge on Angledal. There was a bit of a reaction from Angledal. Challenge from Harrop is the one that's penalised. Get back underway. Hemp looking for Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw looking for the hat-trick. Won't get there this time. Recovered by Hemp. Looking for Kelly, who tries the acrobatics, but no trouble there for Tignare Corpola as that one goes wide. Barclays. Now Bissett's. Another telegraph pass that's easily intercepted by Greenwood, and Coombs is away here. Threads it through. Here's the run of Lauren Hemp. Clever touch into Bunny Shaw. Tries to send it on its way. Looking for Coombs, who'd made her way to the edge of the box. So nice move by Manchester City, but Spurs are so deep and compact on the edge of their box. Fairly difficult to find a way through. Chloe Kelly goes around Ash Neville. Can't go around Drew Spence though, who just steps in to make the challenge. Angledal attacking Harrop here. Spurs having to be really careful that they don't dive in. Bartrip makes the header. Harrop then thumps it on its way. At times it has been a real exercise in good defence here for Spurs here this afternoon as Spence makes her way through the middle. It could be another chance here for Spurs. It's Kit Graham in a good position here. Sees the chance well blocked by Greenwood. Well, for the first time, Spurs able to break through the middle. Maybe a bit too much eagerness from Manchester City to try and find that third goal. It is their natural instinct to attack. You only have to look at the goals against column in the table to see that Manchester City have had defensive troubles this season in comparison to the other top teams, of course, at the top of the table. Again, the whistle from the referee. Angledal is the one who's been challenged. Looks to be okay. The Swedish international picks up the ball here to find Chloe Kelly. Goes around the outside of Ash Neville, sends one into the area. Straight up onto the face of Keris Harrop. She's a pretty tough cookie though, Keris Harrop. Nods that one away. Into the final 18 minutes here. Here is Hasegawa. Away by Neville. Foul on Karchevska, but the referee happy for Graham to continue her run. There was no advantage that came, so again, the referee with the whistle. Going to be Steph Horton. And the yellow cards. Spurs trying to break. Horton there with the challenge. Won it back though here, Spurs, and it's Drew Spence. Well, we know that Drew Spence can be pretty dangerous from that kind of range. And City did well to step in and make the challenge at the vital moment. And Harry James wanted that one back, didn't get it. As a result, there is a big hole in the Spurs midfield and chance here for City to break forward. And just look at them, arriving in numbers here. Coombs feeds it wide. Well, the pass was certainly out towards the right-hand side there. There was so much room out there for Chloe Kelly. And now it's Spurs on the break. And this rather frantic end-to-end football might just suit the away side. Bissett looking to turn provider this time. Sees her cross blocked. Couple of big games in the Super League coming up in midweek, with both Arsenal and Chelsea playing on Wednesday night in rearranged games. And then next Sunday, watch out for the lunchtime kickoff as Chelsea face Manchester United. Big one for Spurs. They have a game against Liverpool away from home, and then Manchester City facing Brighton. Bunny Shaw, who will go to the top of the goal-scoring charts in the Women's Super League if everything stays the same this afternoon. Up there at the moment with Rachel Daly. She's had a brilliant season. Aston Villa have scored 2 this afternoon. It wasn't Rachel Daly that was on the score sheet. Ashley Neville. Now Corpala. Neville pulls wide. Graham was making the run. Neville couldn't play the pass because she just spotted there that Graham had drifted into an offside position. Karczewska so good at holding the ball up, turned. Pass was loose though. Looks as though Manchester City are about to stretch their unbeaten run here at home to 10. It would mean the WSL record would now be 12 games unbeaten. Unless, of course, there is some drama here at the end of the game. This isn't good news for Gareth Taylor's side, as Bunny Shaw stays down. They have got a pretty thin squad, Manchester City. There will be some relief as their top goal scorer makes her way back up onto her feet. And Harry James. Lifted on here, and Spurs again looking to get in behind. Iwabuchi picked up a really nice position in space. Trying as hard as they can, Spurs, to get runners up alongside Karczewska. It has worked a couple of times. Drew Spence. Nice give and go. The pass doesn't quite come off though. Spurs searching for a spark of light from somewhere. Certainly got the players that can provide it. We've seen it down the years in the Women's Super League from the likes of Mana Iwabuchi and Drew Spence. Might just need a big moment player. Manchester City still searching for another. They have backed off over the last 10 minutes or so. Risky pass from Bartrip. Harrop is able to clear away for Spurs. Bunny Shaw has it back. And there are plenty on the attack here as Angadal looks for a teammate ahead of her. Finds Chloe Kelly. Now Bunny Shaw. Bunny Shaw allowed to travel. Ash Neville this time takes the ball away from Chloe Kelly. Drew Spence on the break here. Set joining the attack. And Iwabuchi pulled out to a wide right position. Spencer continued her run. One back by Greenwood here. And then Celine Bisset stops Manchester City breaking again. Harrop. Now Ash Neville. Pass towards Graham over hits. Horton as a result can step in, clear away. And Harry James wins it back here for Spurs. Well, if it stays the same here, Manchester City will move up to second in the table, although Chelsea will, of course, have 2 games in hand. Good afternoon's work so far. Kelly in a good position. Inches away from connecting with Bunny Shaw. Here is Hemp now. Hemp spins, looks for an option, and can't quite find one. Well, that was a let-off for Spurs, who are still very much in the game as we head into the final 10 minutes. Taylor O'Harby protecting the ball, cuts in field where Coombs is waiting. Bunny Shaw with a chance to run. Bartrip keeping her company. Allows her to turn though. Bunny Shaw is on her way, and it's a good recovery by the Spurs defender. Bartrip sliding in. Without Zadorsky at the back, Spurs after the international break seemed to take its toll. Ryan Skinner did allude to that in the pre-match press conference. Without Beth England, without Zadorsky, and without Sumanen. It has been a tough task here for Spurs against Man City. Corner towards Shaw. Angadal trying to keep things alive here. Away by Ash Neville. Set all on their own up there. Makes it too easy for Hasegawa. Hasegawa into Hemp. We'll get another go here, Lauren Hemp, and now Bunny Shaw arriving. And there's the hat-trick. Manchester City showing that they mean business in the title race. Having been behind in the game, and with things looking awkward, they fight back and make things a lot more comfortable. Manchester City 3, Spurs 1. Well, it was relentless pressure from Manchester City. Lauren Hemp not giving up, sending the ball in. And at the second time of asking, Bunny Shaw there. Ash Neville doing her best on the goal line, but there was no stopping that one. And that's the goal they've been searching for in the second half. That will do nicely. And it feels as though these changes have been waiting a while. Now, ready to make their changes. Well, Lauren Hemp is removed here. On comes Blackstad for Manchester City. Laura Coombs also removed, heavily involved, of course, across the international break. And Dana Castellanos gets her chance. And Esme Morgan is back. And she'll also be introduced here. And off comes the captain, Steph Horton. Back underway then. Ashley Neville winning the ball, rolling into midfield. Confirmation of the Spurs change for you there that happened straight after the goal. Cho So-young back for Spurs, which in the final 9 games will be music to the ears of Rhian Skinner. Spurs might not be done though here. Iwabuchi waiting for an option. One arrives in the shape of Ash Neville. Good delivery. And Cho So-young has another good chance for Spurs. Can only head that one wide. They've certainly had their opportunities in this game. The one involving Karczewska and Ayan sticks out. And had they scored that one to pull things level. 2-2. Could so well have been a different story in this game, but it's Manchester City who've pulled away, who are heading for an unbeaten run of 12 now. And we'll be watching the game between Manchester United and Chelsea next week with plenty of interest, I'm sure. Karczewska can't feed that one through. Manchester City can tidy up at the back. It's going to be the most exciting of months at the top in the Women's Super League, with all of the top teams playing each other. At the moment, the pitch is not so clear. Plenty of question marks. Are Manchester City good enough this time around? Will this be their year? Can Manchester United, after what has been such an impressive campaign, hold on at the top? Bunny Shaw, who scored 4 against Bristol City in the Cup last time out, looking for a 4th here. She's managed to find Chloe Kelly, who brings out the best from Tignare Korpela. Lovely stop. She's made a fair few in this game, and it's another one right out of the top draw. Demi Stokes about to come in and get involved in the action. Mary Fowler as well. And Layla Ohabi, who was the one change today, will be replaced. And Bunny Shaw won't get the chance to get goal number 4, not today. 3 will have to do. Well, Manchester City, behind in the game, needed a hero from somewhere, and Bunny Shaw again has proved to be the one who's just had a bit too much firepower for Tottenham Hotspur here. Manchester City corner comes in. It's all a bit of a mess in there, but Spurs just about managed to clean things up. Here's Angledal, who's become a permanent fixture in that midfield for Manchester City. Hasn't always been the way, but she's proven to be very effective in there, and it's a really nice partnership alongside Hasegawa. Of course, the front three with Kelly, Hemp and Shaw in such fine form will get plenty of the plaudits for Manchester City, but it's the two sat behind them creating so much. There will be at least 5 minutes of additional time at the end of the second half here. City on the break, Castellanos finds Kelly. Again, tries an effort on goal, again charged down. She's had a number of good goal-scoring opportunities here. Might wonder how she hasn't found her name on the score list today. And it's a change for Spurs. Gunning Williams on, replacing Karchevska for the final 4 minutes here. Angledal sending it wide. Hasegawa is programmed in there to win the ball. Despite the result, she still hustles around, still trying to make things as awkward as possible for Spurs. Iwabuchi trying to break. She was pulled back. There will be another yellow card by the looks of it. And it's going to be a yellow for Alex Greenwood this time. Neville fouled by Alexandria. I'm not sure what the referee was hesitating for there. Never looked as though there was about to be a Spurs advantage. One final throw of the dice perhaps here. Free kick delivered in. Not a bad looking ball either. Lee Roebuck comes to claim, makes the save. taken away by Manchester City rather cheaply. James back to Iwabuchi. Has looked really good, Iwabuchi, when she's been up alongside Beth England, a bit further up the field. Had to play a slightly different role here today. Ash Neville steps in to try to win it back, but it's still Manchester City now with Chloe Kelly coming forward, searching for another. Castellanos plays the ball on, it won't drop for Fowler. Castellanos! Very nearly sneaking one in. I think Corpola just about had this one covered. Castellanos has looked bright since coming on. Here she is with Bunny Shaw in such fine form. Doesn't get much of a chance to show what she's all about, but she's waiting in the wings and eager, having come off of the bench, to show what she's all about. Manchester City seeing down the clock. The job here is done. And now thoughts can move to next weekend. Here's Bissett looking for another and skimming the outside of the post. Very nearly her second, was just curling. Didn't quite curl enough. Well, in the end, the scoreline looks comfortable for Manchester City. It wasn't always that way. For a while, Spurs were ahead. But the outlook of the game was changed before half-time by Bunny Shaw, and the penalty at the start of the second half with Ash Neville fouling Chloe Kelly gave Manchester City the opportunity to take control. It's another win. They're unbeaten in 12 in the Super League. The title race is on. It's all looking pretty hot at the top. Manchester City 3, Tottenham 1. Well, Bunny Shaw was certainly the hero, and we can watch her hat-trick back as we head into the highlights of the game. It was Manchester City who started ever so well, and Bunny Shaw gets herself into a really good position here, and it was perhaps a taster of what was to come. Chloe Kelly had a chance, and you wonder whether Manchester City, well, it might not be their afternoon. This was a rather controversial moment in the game, as Ayan felt she was tripped by Ohabi as she burst into the box. There was no decision from the referee. Wasn't too long before Spurs had their goal. It had been all City up until the half-hour mark. And then Ayan sent this into the area. And Celine Bissett, arriving late, smashed in. The Norwegian making things slightly nervy for Manchester City. The goal rocked them. For 10 minutes or so, they didn't do much until Bunny Shaw came in to send this one up towards the top corner. Sent Corpola flying. She looked as though she was about to be the hero, made a number of top saves in the first half to keep Manchester City out. But in the end, well, they just proved to be too much, Manchester City. They got their chance. And waiting, as she so often is, lurking in the penalty area. A fox in the box. Bunny Shaw levelled things up just before half-time. In the second half, well, it didn't take long for City to cause problems. Ash Neville caught out, Chloe Kelly winning the penalty, and Bunny Shaw making things look easy from the spot to grab her second and to put Manchester City into the driving seat. certainly had their chances, Spurs. They could have pulled things level at 2-2. I am bursting away here, was stopped in her tracks, but this was some chance for Karczewska. Always leaning back and allowing Manchester City the opportunity to go up to the other end and out of third. Had a number of good goal-scoring opportunities before they finally grabbed it. Their tenacious front three, pushing and pushing, and there it was. There was the hat-trick. Bunny Shaw, almost inevitable that she would grab the third. 3-1, all 3 points secured from here. Good chance for the substitute Cho So-hyun, who will be very important for Spurs down the stretch as they look to maintain their status in the Super League. But Manchester City were too strong, too good. And despite everything that Gareth Taylor had said in the build-up to this game, they are very much in this title race. Thanks for joining us here. It's been an enjoyable one. Manchester City the victors. It finishes Manchester City 3, Tottenham 1.